everyone. Hello, good afternoon, Mr. De Jong. I'm Jacob.
I'm Sebastian.
I'm Soraya.
And welcome to the
Taco Club.
Book Club. Because we talk about books.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Alright, first we're gonna give an introduction about our favorite book. Soraya is gonna start, then Jacob will talk, and then I will finish it off.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead,
start
Soraya.
I read the book The Hate You Give, and it's about a girl named Star who witnesses the murder of her friend Khalil, I don't know. And after that she decides to stick up for her rights as a black teenager. She comes out against police brutality and starts actively participating in the Black Lives Matter movement. And we follow her along on her journey. So about Star, she's a very shy girl at first, and she's not very outspoken. She goes to a white school even though she's from a black neighborhood with mostly black people. So after the situation with Khalil, she starts developing into a bigger person, and I think that's very inspirational. And Khalil himself, even though he dies pretty quickly in the story, I still think that he plays a big part because he is the person that sets off the whole adventure. I wouldn't call it an adventure. It's more of a development of Star. So that was interesting to read. The style it was written in also made it more interesting to read because it was written in lingo, like Star is a teenager, so, and it's written from her narrative. It makes it easier to read. And the most memorable moment I thought was the shooting of Khalil, because that is what set off the whole story, and the way it was written was very emotional, and I think the emotions were how do you say that? I don't know how to say it. Anyways, the emotions were
all over the place.
They were given off pretty nicely, I would say.
Can I ask something about the book?
Shall we do that afterwards?
But I think no.
No, right.
Okay.
Let's do it now.
Go on.
Do you think at our school there is like this is a white school and black kids, or because we have a lot of other cultures at our school? You're Moroccan, right?
Yeah, I am.
And we have all kind of Turkish people and Russian also, Chinese people. Do you think at our school it's the same situation as at school as the book?
Well, this book was mainly focused on the Black Lives Matter movement. So I think that if there are black people here in the school, sure, I think they would feel out of place. But with the police brutality part, I don't think that we experience that as much in the Netherlands as they do in America. So I think, of course, the part with the feeling lost in your identity, that could be right, but but about the rest of the book I'm not so sure if that would be relatable to our school.
It's very good time to read it, because now in America
exactly,
all the
because
Black Lives Matter
pretty recently with George Floyd and all that stuff, so that's why I decided to read it too.
But I don't think it's the same in the Netherlands, because it's not so negative here around black people and all the problems around that.
Racism is always everywhere, a problem, but it's not as severe in
the United States, like built in their culture.
Yeah, it's been going on for
that's right,
since forever over there. So
but I also read the book, not for this book, but I really thought that it gave like an insight on how the culture is in the black communities in the United States.
Yeah, that's true.
Very interesting to see that.
She lives in a black neighborhood, but she goes to a white school, so you get to see a little bit of both. and I think that's.
And at the end, you see that they're all quite the same, you know.
Yeah, they are. At the end,
The
we're
same
all
black
human.
and white.
Yeah, there isn't such. Maybe the skin tone is a little bit different, but
But that's
inside
it.
we're all people, and
Yeah.
we should be treated equally.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, maybe I'm going to read it too.
You should. It's very interesting to read.
And they also made a book and a movie about it quite recently.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah, they
that.
did. I would like to watch that. I haven't watched it yet.
That's
I heard the
quite
book was better than the movie, so
Yeah, the book
Well,
was,
I'm
that's-
glad I read the book then before I saw the movie.
yeah. Should we go on?
Yes,
Yeah,
Jake.
sure.
No, you can go first.
All right. Well, I read 3 books. No, 2 books in one series. But my favorite book was indeed the Martian. I really liked it because it's about Mark Watney, who is a biotanist and also an astronaut, and he is on the Ares 3 crew and is sent to Mars to do some tests and all of that. But then on one day there's that big storm where the crew has to leave immediately. But Mark gets into an accident and gets left behind. The Ares 3 crew thinks he's dead and leave, but then later they find out that he wasn't killed and is still alive and trying to survive on the planet of Mars, which isn't that easy, of course. But he is a very clever and smart guy who, with help of physics and chemics and mathematics, he always finds a problem and then a solution. I also believe that that's the theme of the book, problem and solution, because the whole time it comes back that there is a problem and he always finds a solution. I also like the humor in the book, because Mark is a real humorous guy, and even though he's in a life-threatening situation, he always finds the better parts of life. And I always love to read the parts where he makes a nice joke, and I have a laugh. And I also like is that the book is written in a first person and a third person perspective, so you get to see both parts of the story. Like the part in first person is written in blogs from Mark Watney. He writes blogs, and then in the next chapter you read it in third person, where the people of NASA are trying to rescue him, and then you really see what they're thinking and what we're going to do. But one thing I would change is I don't feel the book has enough suffering, because when Mark is traveling from his home base to the landing site of the Ares 4 crew, where the rescue mission is going to take place, there isn't like enough suffering and tension. The book is full of tension, but I would really like to see more of that in that part. Have you guys read the book?
No, I have.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I heard
you
of
made
it.
it sound very interesting. It makes
Yeah.
me want to read it.
I think there's a movie about it.
Yeah, there with now Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
But do you
yeah.
relate to the main character, like with him being
Not
funny?
going on the trip to Mars, but
No, not.
No, but
like
I like his humor.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like it.
You said
And
that
yes,
even
I,
in threatening situations, he tries to make
Yeah.
light of the situation. Do
Yes,
you relate to that?
I like the humorous part. I like to be. I see myself as a humorous guy.
You're not very funny, but okay.
I believe I am, but
that's what you said.
Yeah.
Not my words.
so yeah, I really and I like his problem and solution kind of mentality. I really like that. And I would like to develop those skills as well.
I see that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Jacob?
Yeah.
What
What was your
did you
favorite
read?
book?
The book I read is A Fault in Our Stars. I don't know if you guys know the book. There's also
I haven't heard- I haven't heard about it.
It's a very famous book, right?
yeah, it's a very emotional book.
Very emotional.
It's about Hazel Grace. Grace, she I don't know what that is on the background.
It's a lawnmower, but keep on
Sort of
going.
rocket. Okay, I hope you can hear me.
Her-
My book's about Hazel Grace. She has had cancer when she was like 11 or 12, but she recovered from it. But she has kind of trauma of it. She is anxious of a lot of things, and she hasn't got a lot of friends. And her mother convinces her to go to a meeting with a lot of other people who suffered from cancer or tuberculosis or other kind of diseases. And there she meets Augustus, or the book calls him August most of the time. and his leg is cut off because he had leg cancer. And they thought, we just have to chop your leg off and then it's gone. And first they don't want to talk to each other because Hazel is kind of like a creative person but kind of a newbie, and August wants to be a popular guy. But eventually they are going to talk to each other and they fall in love, of course, like almost every book. And they're talking and eventually they find out they have the same favorite writer of books. And there's one book they like the most, but the ending is really weird. So they're writing a letter to the writer of the book, and they visit him. And while they visit, they live in America, and they go to France, where the writer lives. And August again gets cancer, and I'm going to spoiler it.
Spoiler.
Yeah, it's a spoiler. He eventually dies, and it was so sad. And I don't like reading books, especially English books. Yeah, I can say it. But when I read it, I had to cry. It was so emotional. And the end of the book, Grace reads a poem, I think, or just a letter to August, and it's just so emotional. But it's really beautiful. It's not sad, but it's kind of a freeing way.
Freeing way?
Yeah, freeing way. Is that correct?
What is that?
No,
I don't know what that is.
It's not a sad emotion, but it's a happy emotion. It's crying because you're happy.
Euphoria.
Yeah, euphoria, kind of that way. I really liked it, and I think the book is about love and finding your love, but also knowing what to do, when to suffer, and when to be happy and when not to be happy. I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
But you said something about like every book, but do you think the book was a clean?
What?
What?
You said it would like, you said that what were their names again? Tess?
August and Grace.
What's so funny about it?
Yeah, I said...
No, you said August and Grace fall in love like almost every book.
No,
Do
not...
you think it was a cliche book or was it
No,
not?
yeah, a little bit, but
Was it?
because I think a lot of books are about people who fall in love with each other,
Yes.
but
not
even
everyone
though
is
they
cancer,
don't
though.
like each other at first. And this is the same as a lot of books, but the ending is not cliche because it's a sad ending, and not a lot of books end in a sad way.
Do you believe the book is written in a kind of way that makes it more romantic, or?
Yeah, I think... Oké, dit knippen we niet meer.
Ik denk dat dat kan, onderuit knippen.
Ja, denk
No,
het wel.
okay.
And otherwise, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're really concentrating.
Sure.
One, two,
We're
three.
having a great time, that's it.
Yeah, we're really enjoying talking to
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
other.
Keep on going.
I think the book is also read from the perspective of Grace, who is in love with August, and I think the way she talks to the book, to the reader, but also to August, I think that results in a more emotional story to tell.
Yes, because you get to see how she is feeling now,
Yeah.
how other person interprets it.
And she doesn't even really describes her feeling, but she tells her something like, my palms are sweating, or I'm feeling hot.
Not tell.
Yeah.
I think that's called.
Show not tell.
Show
That
not tell.
that happens very good
show
one.
not tell.
That's fair. That happens a lot.
A lot. Well, okay.
Sounds like a great book. Maybe I should read it.
I don't think I would read it
No?
because it's sad and I don't.
You have to watch a movie. I also watched a movie. My mother also cried a lot. She cried more than me.
No.
But you have to. I think it's on Netflix or Disney Plus.
Is it? Oh.
I don't.
Nice to know.
Yeah, I think it was. I just saw it.
Oh.
Funny.
Yeah, you have to, and otherwise don't.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know.
And
Okay, but
which other books did you guys read?
No. Do you want to start?
no, you can start. That's fine.
Okay. I had another thing. It's not a book. Yeah, it's based on a book. I think you two also saw it. It's the series La Casa de Papel.
I did.
It was
I
a
liked
Spanish
it.
series was shown on in Spanish TV, but then Netflix bought it from them.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was an original.
I saw it
Netflix.
5 years earlier, before it even was on
No.
Netflix. It was already.
I don't know
shown.
if you know, but Sebastian is Spanish.
He is.
Yes.
So you watch-
He does know that, Mr. De Jong
Yes,
does.
we have
know
a
Yeah.
very
that.
good Spanish connection.
CCC.
It's a real nice series. What did you like about it?
Well, the series is about thieves who
Yeah.
are going to rob a bank in Spain, of course.
What is the bank? It's the.
It's
Oh, jawel,
the
the international bank.
This is the bank. It is where the money gets made. It isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, the money factory. I don't
money
know.
make factory, and they're going to make loads of money.
Yeah, and of course that's a bad thing if you're going to steal money.
No, but they aren't stealing it because
No,
the money
yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
isn't
It's
there
not
yet.
there.
They're
Yeah,
making
okay, so they're
money.
going to steal the money that's
they
going.
are printing the
Yeah, they're
money, so
printing
it's
their own
not. So they can be tracked back to.
Yeah, it can be tracked, but they're eventually stealing the money, right?
Yeah, okay.
They're stealing.
They're
They're robbers.
stealing. It's
They're
the money
loaning the
heist.
money.
Yeah, okay, they're loading, but they're bad guys.
Yeah, but from the perspective, the
Yeah,
story
but
stopped
that's
from
what
their
I
perspective.
like because we, as watchers of the series, get perspective of.
Hi, vraagje. Wij hebben zometeen dit lokaal met after school. Zijn jullie nog lang bezig?
Nee,
Oké,
Dit lezen.
hoe lang heb je nog bezig?
ik denk dat we het 7 uur al
10
klaar
minuten?
zijn.
10 minuten?
Ja,
Oké,
zoiets.
tot ziens.
Kwartier.
Ja. Oké.
We
Okay,
just got
sorry.
interrupted.
We
Sorry
just
for
got
that.
interrupted by some really weird people.
Yeah, they're nice guys. No worries.
They were
Where
girls.
were we?
Oh yeah, the robbers. Oh no, the perspective of the series is from the robbers,
Yeah.
and you know they're bad, but you watch it and you think, in some kind of way,
You
what
still
they're
have
doing is
compassion with them,
it's
I know.
okay. You think it's right what they do and it's okay, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
It's very funny.
you feel the same way they do, and you think I'm going to rob. Okay, I don't think I'm going to rob a bank, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, you have a connection with the thieves, even though they're doing bad things.
Yeah.
You still like them. I think that's very interesting how the director could make us feel
Yeah. And I
one
really,
with the.
I really liked El Professor. Was
I like
El
him. He's a
Professor.
very smart guy,
Professor,
very
yeah.
intelligent.
yeah.
He really thinks a lot about what happens,
Yeah,
and
and
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, he knows what to do. It's like the
He
problem
always
and
have a backup,
solution
he
kind of
always
guy.
has
like Mark.
And also, the series I watched was Prison Break, and that's about.
Oh yeah,
Michael
I heard.
Scofield.
Michael Scofield.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I did.
The
I
first,
liked
I'm
him
going to
a
talk
lot.
about the first. Is real nice series because he has his brother. This guy is gotten set up for murder, and then Michael is trying to break him out of a very, very big and
Complicated.
Highly,
highly secured
Yeah.
prison. But he really goes so far. So every part of his plan is tattooed on his whole body. So he has the blueprints of the whole
of
the
the
whole
one
prison.
in the prison or out of the prison?
Hmm?
Who has the tattoo?
Michael,
Michael.
Michael, the one, and he robs a bank so that he gets caught, and then he gets sent to the same prison as his
Oh.
brother,
So
and then he has the plan written on his body, and then he
That's really
takes
You've
all the
smart.
never
steps.
seen it?
I
You
yeah,
should
I
watch
heard
it.
of it, but
It's
it's
one of the
Watch
best
it. It's
series
the best,
on
the
Netflix for
best.
sure.
but it has a lot of
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
five.
I'm now in the 4th season, but the
I
first.
finished it. I loved it.
Oh, don't spoil it. Please.
I won't spoil
The
it.
first season is, I think, the best.
But
Yeah.
I know you and you watch a lot of series. But why is this one of the series you most like?
Because it's really it keeps you on the tip of your seat.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like
true.
it not always happens that much, but you really need to keep watching. And sometimes I don't do my homework because I got to keep watching this series. And
That's not good. That's
no,
not
no.
good.
But my English homework I keep doing, but like Dutch I don't do because that
Dutch
series
is
takes so much
boring.
time. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now maybe I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, you should.
But Soraya, do you have a favorite movie or another book you really like
Well,
to share?
I've also watched a lot of series,
Which
a
series?
lot of movies. But today I decided to talk about the movie Divergent.
Oh, I know that one.
I know.
You
I also
It's-
thought Is it also a romantic movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But it's a different kind of romance. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a very
Passionate?
cliche.
Or?
I also
Yeah, it's
watch
very
it,
passionate.
and if I compare Divergent to A Fault in Our Stars, A Fault in Stars is a different kind of romantic.
Yes.
What is the different? What kind of romance?
Divergent is a lot of action and
Yeah.
also romantic, but not very emotional romantic.
Yeah, it's
They-
actively.
yeah.
I don't know. It's actively.
yeah, not
don't
very
know.
emotional. They
Yeah.
they like each other, and you know they're in love with each other. But A Fault in the Stars is more about
Yeah.
why they're in love with each other and all that. But go on.
But I also think that the action plays a part in their love because they go through so much together that they create a strong bond.
Yeah.
But was it that?
Do you know where the
yeah, that
book's
they're
about?
from different clans or something, or
Yeah,
groups
they
or
w-
something?
Well,
What's it called again?
Fractions or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fractions.
the fractions. They're from no, I think they're from the same fraction.
No, I think they aren't.
No.
Yeah,
no,
no,
first
she left the
Trish
fraction.
Trish is from Selflessness,
Yeah,
and her love interest 4,
yeah.
I know that,
Yeah, it is.
is from Dauntless, and you have 3 other.
Yeah, Dauntless is the very active one, as you can guess. But
Isn't
she
it,
wasn't happy in so in her fraction, so she decided to run away.
Isn't it comparable with Romeo and Julia, like two lovers
Oh,
from
good one.
different?
Well, that's a
Well, you
very
can
good
compare it
bridge.
with that,
You did
yeah.
a very good bridge to Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Well, you could say that it's comparable because they are from different worlds, but
But love is
it's
stronger
a
than
different
anything.
it's a different type of different worlds. Like
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet is about 2 families who cannot be with each other. It's
Yeah.
kind of forbidden, and in Divergent it isn't forbidden, but it
yeah,
isn't
she
usual.
she chose to leave her fraction.
Yeah.
And Julia doesn't have the option to leave her family. Of course, she could run away, but she would always be a Capulet, and he will always be a Montague.
But maybe Trish is
What
always
did
going.
you guys think of Romeo and Juliet? Actually, what did you?
Yeah,
think?
it's a real
No,
classic. Everybody
never
has to read it, and you also have.
Well, Romeo and
Yeah,
Juliet.
it's
Well,
a classic.
to
And
be
all
honest-
those romantic films and movies and books are based on Romeo and Juliet. It's like
Yeah, in some kind of way, because it's the
it's
the
it's
foundation.
Baker mat. I don't know if that's
Baker mat.
Bakermat. Well, yeah, it's like the basis,
Foundation.
the foundation of all romantic literature, you could say.
Well, to be honest, before this year, before we discussed it in class, I had never watched the movie or read the
Me
book or
neither.
anything. The only thing that I knew was there was Romeo, there was Juliet, they were not supposed to be together, and in the end they died. That's all I knew.
And the balcony scene.
Yeah, and the balcony scene, of course, that's the only thing I knew. But I never realized how deep the story actually is. Like, that Romeo killed himself to be with Juliet. I didn't know that. I thought that they both got killed by their families.
No,
I didn't-
indirectly they did, because
Well, you could say that, yeah.
That's
but I think
also
their love,
they got driven by their families
Their love
to
killed
the
them.
verge of death.
yeah.
Not the verge.
Yeah,
So that-
there are 2 things here. They died of love, but they died of their families.
yeah,
I think this is both true in a kind of way.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, guys, I think we can talk about our books for 3
Hours
hours.
and hours,
I don't
yeah.
know,
We,
but the time is
the
up.
whole book we read. Quick, tell which book it was, because we
No.
read 2 books
we
and
moeten
one
nog
series.
vergelijken. Like, we...
Yeah, well, the third book I read was The Maze Runner. Oh, I think we're gonna put Chris out, but real nice book. We don't have more time to talk about it. Maybe you mention which book you read.
Paper Towns by
Paper-
John Green.
I read 1984.
Oh, well,
I like it. It's also a romance book again, of course.
If you want to know what we think of it, you have to
You
join
should
our
watch
podcast.
the next episode of
Taco.
Yes.
because we talk about books. So
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed,
Yeah.
and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.